hasn't been able to make it. So welcome, guys. It is Bootcamp FL2 Bootcamp Week 2, and this is day 6. Day 6. Oh, wow. Day 6. So let's do a quick recap so all of us are up to speed what's been going on. Day 1, we did a little bit about psychology, understanding the mindset behind trading, making sure that our head's in the right space. And also as well, we learned the rules, and we go through the rules every single time. Day 2, we understood, we went into the rules again, but we also made a commitment to open up our broker accounts, get ourselves set up so we can trade, whether that be live with real live money or on the demo account. Day 3, we went through a little bit of chart work, and we were looking at a gold trade, and we actually spoke about that gold trade on the Thursday, and we were going into detail around looking to know when to get into the trade and understanding, you know, how gold moves. On Tuesday this week, which was day 4, we looked at the trend lines. How many of you remember that? We worked out that the trend is our friend. We were looking at uptrends and downtrends. Yesterday, guys, we were looking at support and resistance, the ceiling and the floor, looking at the zones and understanding that our trade is going to move in zones, and we can identify the patterns of the market so that we can identify when to get in. Now, on the screen right here, guys, was the Great British US dollar. Do you guys remember this? Those of you that were here yesterday. And we said that, guess what? We want to see this market go up here and come back down. And look, it did exactly that, guys. Now, it happened all within 1 hour. Can you guys see this? Who remembers this trade from yesterday? We said it was going to touch our blue line and then come back down and touch this line. Do you remember that? Put a 7 in the chat if you remember that trade. And I had a few people message me today to say they got into the trade and they were able to be very profitable on this trade right here. You guys remember it? Excellent. So we said it was going to touch this blue line, which it did right here, and then come back and touch this line, which I'm zooming in so you guys can see. Hopefully you can see there. It actually hit our profit zone within an hour, which was fantastic. So those individuals that got into this trade, all right, those of you that got into this trade, looking at this, let's have a look and see how much you would have made on this trade before we go into today's trade, okay? So boom. So if you'd have got in yesterday, as we said, even on a 10p or 10 cent, you would have made $35, okay? If you'd have gone in on a pound or a dollar, you would have made let me have a look, 350. And if you would have went in on 10 pounds or $10, that would have been 3,600. Okay, so not a bad trade for an hour's work. Who's excited? Who's excited about that? Not too bad, eh? Not too shabby. That was a pretty decent trade. And we had a few testimonies of people that were trading Great British US dollar who were able to profit on that trade. Okay, so very, very exciting. That was yesterday's trade, by the way, which is now finished. We're going to have a look at some trades for today as well, and go through the rules again so we know how to really apply this. All right, so I just wanted to give us a bit of an update on this trade right here, which is fantastic. So far on this call, we haven't had any losses, guys. So we just give thanks for that. I'm grateful for that so far. Right? And remember what we said? We said it was going to touch the line and then do what? Come back down to this blue line, which, as we can see, it is on its way. So the charts are pretty much doing exactly what we said it was going to do, following that arrow nicely. Okay, so today's session, guys, we are going to just put it all together. The trend line, we're going to put together the zones again, and we're going to have a look at another trade as well. And I want to make sure that everybody gets into this trade today, okay? So we want to make sure that everyone's set up, everyone's got their brokers ready, and they are ready to get into the trade, all right? Now, the great news is, for those of you that are brand new, you're right on time, because we're going to go through everything today so that you're able to catch up. Of course, guys, remember that the calls are recorded as well. So if you've missed any of the sessions, you can go back and re-watch some of the sessions as well. Okay, so you're never left behind. I don't want no one to feel like they're left behind. We're all here together, all right, and we're all here to make sure that we get this goal done and prove that we all can trade this FL2 crew all the way to the bank. How does that sound? Okay, excellent. So here's what we're going to do, guys. Let's go through the rules. For those of us that are brand new on the call, we want to teach the rules. 7 rules, guys. Let's do this right nice and quickly, and then we can do today's homework. So rule number 1, who is going to tell us rule number 1? So for those of you that are on the call, whenever we get into the charts, we follow a very strict set of rules. If you can follow rules, you'll make money. If you can't follow rules, you will lose money, and you don't want to do that. Excellent. Rule number 1 is get our mind into a space of gratitude. Mindset is so important, okay? It's very, very important to get your mind right. And so if you don't get your mind right, what can happen, ladies and gentlemen, very simply, is you can make a mistake in the marketplace. Trading is very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's just 2 buttons, buy or sell. If we think the market's going to go up, we're going to press the buy button. If we think the market's going to go down, we'll press the sell button. Now, if you're distracted, if you're arguing with your spouse, you're worried about the kids, you're thinking about all these other things, you can press buy instead of sell, and that could be very costly. That could actually be the difference between a winner or a loss. So how we get our minds right is we get the music on, we get fired up a little bit, and we also express gratitude, because I believe gratitude is the attitude that is going to get your mind in the right place. So if you are able to type in the chat box, what are you currently grateful for today? I will express mine out my mouth, which is I'm grateful for those 3 take profits that we had yesterday. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for my amazing husband. It's his birthday tomorrow. So technically it's his birthday eve. And I'm grateful for him. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for this technology. I'm grateful for you all for showing up and trading with us. I'm grateful for this company that enables us to have this opportunity to be here together. Envision You. I'm grateful for the founders. I'm also grateful for, my grandparents. I'm grateful for, my life, my house, my car. I'm just grateful that I have my voice. There was a time where I'd lost my voice, guys, and I really realized how much I use my voice. I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful for forgiveness. I'm grateful for joy. I'm actually grateful that my baby father did leave me 7 years ago, because it unlocked all the blessings that came into my life. And I wouldn't have met my husband otherwise. So I'm grateful for it all. Yes, I see your gratitude as well inside the chat. Excellent. Rule number 1 is gratitude. We got our minds right. I think we have. Rule number 2. Who wants to give me rule number 2 now? Rule number 2 is Danielle. Yes, check the news. We want to make sure that there's nothing going on in the world that's crazy that can affect our trades, okay? So let's have a look here. I go to forexfactory.com. That's where I'm going to be able to check the news. Thursday, October 19th. That's the right date here. And this page is going to share with you some very vital information that could determine if anything could happen to our trades that potentially we're not expecting. So the first thing we want to do is make sure the date and time are correct. It is 9:21 here in the UK. That is correct. If your time for any reason isn't correct, you just want to click it here and amend it so that you are at your right time. The next section is the currency itself. So it's going to list all the currencies that are currently affected and the times that they potentially could be affected. And then you have your impact section, which is going to give you different colored folders, which relates to the level of impact that news is going to have. Now, I don't care about the yellow folders. I don't care about the orange folders. There's also some gray folders which represent bank holiday. I don't care about those. The ones that I'm very concerned about are those big red folders, okay? The red folders tell me that there's high impact news for that currency, and that could be very, very damaging to our trades, okay? Yes, red equals danger. Joan was in there straight away. Red equals danger. So when you see a red folder, guys, we want to make sure that we are very, very careful indeed. So when you see the red folder, like we have earlier today, we had 1:30 a.m. the Australian dollar, 1:30 p.m. today, the United States dollar, and 5 p.m. UK time, okay, we had the United States dollar as well. Now, as you can see here, it was saying that Powell speaks. Now, anytime Powell speaks, the market moves crazy. So we wouldn't have traded the United States dollar from 4 o'clock, an hour before, and an hour after. So 4 till 6, we wouldn't have touched that United States dollar. However, that's long gone now. So we're happy that there's nothing going to affect our trades today. Okay. So we're checking to make sure that there's nothing on here that could affect our trades. Now, right at the bottom, if you wanted to really understand a little bit more about how, you know, Powell's conversation is going to affect the market, you could click into this and learn a little bit more. As you can see at the bottom, you can see here that he's going to be talking a lot about, you know, the recent economic stuff that's been going on around the world. Now, you don't really need to do all that. As long as you see the red folder, run. It means danger, okay? So put a 2 in the chat if you understand those first 2 rules. Get our minds right, think of things that we're grateful for, and then check the news on forexfactory.com to see if there's any red folders that could mess up our trades for the day, okay? I just want to make sure, especially those that are here for the first time, that they understand that point, okay? So we're going through these 7 rules. I want to make sure that those that are on here for the first time get it. Who was here for the first time? I think it was Chrissy. Did that make sense to you? Mr. Sirius, did that make sense to you? Pop a 2 in the chat so I know. You've got the notes down. Excellent. Thank you there. Perfect. Okay, rule number 3. Who can drop rule number 3 for me? We are going nice and on pace. Yes, AB, risk management. Now, risk management is going to be one of the most important things that's going to help you when it comes to how much money you make inside these marketplaces, okay? If you do not execute good risk management, you might as well throw in the towel right now. You may as well just get your money, get all the money that you're going to put in your trade account and just put it in the bin. You may as well do that if you do not execute risk management. What is risk management? Risk management is you saying, this is how much I'm willing to risk, and this is how much I want to make, okay? Very simple. Now, I want you to think about this, guys. If you had 100 in your trade account, would it be wise to put the whole 100 on one trade? Let me know. Would it be wise? Would it be a wise thing to do to say, I'm going to put my whole 100 on one trade? No, it wouldn't. Okay. So when we're trading in this space, what we want to do is we want to analyze how much we have in our account. And then we want to put that a percentage, 1 to 3% of that on a trade. So for example, I've made it really simple. If you have 100 in your trade account, the most you should be trading on any one trade is 0.01, which is 10 cents, okay? If you have 200 in your trade account, the most you should be trading is 0.02, which is 20 cents or 20p if you're here in the UK. 300, 0.03, which is 30 cents or 30p, okay? Very, very simple, guys, all right? If I had 900 in my trade account, how much should I be trading? I want to see everyone type this in the chat. All right. Very simple, easy for you to work out. If I'm 900 in my trade account, yes, Danielle, perfect. 0.09, which is 90 cents or 90p, wherever you are in the world. Okay. Very, very simple. Okay. Real, real simple. We're not going to overcomplicate this. That means it allows our trade to breathe. All right, so let's take a look at this trade that we talked about yesterday. Okay, this is the gold trade now, not the Great British. This is the gold one. So yesterday we said we were here and we said if it hit our black line, we would get in for a buy. Okay, so here is the black line and we went up to here. Okay, so even on a 0.01, if you were to put this trade on yesterday, which I know some of you did because I've seen the screenshots, well done. If you were to put this trade on, you would have made on 10 cent 34.50. 34.50 on this trade if you would have put it on a 10 cent. $34.50. If you'd have put $1, you would have made $345. And if you'd have put $10 down, you'd have made $3,450 on this one trade. Now, this took from yesterday, this took around 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 18 hours. But you're not sitting there for 18 hours. You set it and forget it, right? You put your parameters in, you set it and you forget it. So if you were on this call yesterday, you would have heard me say, when the market hits that black line, we are getting in for a buy, right? If you were on the call, you heard me say that, put an 8 in the chat, right? If you're on this call, you heard me say that, put an 8 inside the chat box. We got the arrow right there. I pointed the arrow and I said, when it touches, we are getting into this trade, okay? Now, Beverly, we're going to celebrate Beverly because I saw Bev got in. Well done, Bev. We saw your profits today. I think, AB, you got in as well, if I'm not right. I know I saw some screenshots from you. Or was that a different trade? Let me know in the chat. I think it may have been the GU trade. I saw a few of your screenshots. I saw you sent me those. But well done for getting into the trades, guys. That was a different one for you. I know Beverly got in. I saw her screenshot, right? Very, very simple instructions. When it touches the black line, we press the button buy. That's it. And if you have the app, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set it. So when it hits the black line, automatically it enters into the trade for us, right? So let's have a look at what happened inside the app, okay? So the app, after we came off this call, guys, the app actually predicted exactly the same thing. Let's see if we can go in so you guys can see. So you would have got a notification on your phone to tell you, right? Let's see if we can get that up. There we go. You would have got a notification like this, right? Now, entry, I want you all to type entry inside the chat box for me. Entry is the black line, okay? So rather than you having to do the charts like I was, the app has already done it all for you. So the entry is the black line, right? Now, the take profit is the line where we exit out of the trade, okay? So we have take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, okay? That's your take profit. That's where we're going to exit out of the trade at our profit. And then the stop loss is where we're going to cut out of the trade if the trade goes bad, okay? So the entry is our black line on the charts. And as you can see, it hit all of our profit areas, right? It hit all the profit areas. This trade came in, all right? The trade came in, it executed the trade for us, and it closed the trade out in profit for us. So we didn't have to sit there staring at the charts all day. So when you receive this notification on your phone, all you're going to do, and I want everyone to tap this in the chat, is all you're going to do is tap and swipe. Type that in. Tap and swipe. So you're going to tap the trade. Okay. Once you've tapped the trade, it's going to ask you how much are you going to put on this trade. And you're going to say 0.01, 0.02, whatever you putting down. You're going to tap and then swipe. That is it. All the numbers are executed for you automatically, and you can get on with your day. It takes all of 10 seconds, guys, right? And then at the end of the day, you check how much money you made. You want to withdraw it, you withdraw it. You want to leave it, you can build it up. It's completely up to you. Okay, how many of you, put a 7 in the chat if you feel like you're capable of tapping and swiping? I just want to make sure. Some of you have a Nikki, I don't think I can touch my phone at work. What if we had a way to get it on your smartwatch where you can tap and swipe your smartwatch so you don't even have to look at your phone? Well, that is the latest update that's just come through, guys. So you're able to tap and swipe on your smartwatch as well. Okay, so there's no way, no reason for you to miss a trade. It's going to be very, very simple for you to be able to do that. Okay, so risk management, very important. All right. Absolutely incredible. So go ahead and just pop a number 3 if that makes sense now, guys. Every 100 that you have in your account, you're going to trade 10 cent or 10p depending on where you are in the world. And I'm just checking for some of our new friends to make sure that we all get it. Okay, so if I have 100 in my trade account, I'm not going to risk more than 10 cent per trade because I want to make sure that my trade account can breathe. Okay, I want to make sure that anything that I'm doing it safely. Okay. Number 3 in the chat, if that makes sense for you. I want to make sure we're all in the same place. All right. Let me make sure we have some obedient students on here. Let me just check the chat box. Perfect. So now what we want to do when we get into the trade is we want to make sure that not only do we have our zone, our take profit. Can you guys see our take profit there? I'm actually going to change this to a green color so it's easy. You can see where we're going towards. Our black line is where we entered, and our green line is where we're going to take our profit. Okay, there we go. Boom. Now, rule number 4. Who can give me rule number 4? Let's see what's going on here. Rule number 4. Let me get my chat box back up. Yes, Joan. Rule number 4 is making sure that we trade with a stop loss. The rule is never ever trade without a stop loss. Now, what is a stop loss? A stop loss, very, very simply, is your protection for your account. Okay, our protection. So guess what our protection is? When we're getting into a trade, we're going to tell the market when to get in. We're going to tell it when to get out. It's either going to get us out at a profit or it's going to get us out at a small loss. Okay, let's go back to the Great British US dollar trade that we had. Okay, this is the trade that we had yesterday. Okay, all right, so boom. So we said when the market hits here, we're going to sell down and we'll come out of that trade if it doesn't hit the take profit zone. So let me just show you guys right here. Okay, and put this in. I'll get a red. Boom. Okay, so your red is your stop loss. Okay, can you guys see the red line? Let me know if you can see the red line there. Okay, excellent. Okay, so the red is your stop loss. This blue line here is the entry, because this time we're going down. Remember, we can make money whether the market goes up or down. And the green is our exit. So this is now a sell trade. This is a down trade, right? So boom, we said we're getting in on the blue line, which we did, and we're coming out on the green line, and it hit our zone within the hour. All right, it hit the blue line and then hit our green line within the hour. So we realize here that on 10 cent, we're looking at 35. Okay, so we made 35 off of that trade. Now, if the market actually went the wrong way, let's say it went up instead of our predicted down, we're coming out on the red line. We're going to say, hey, look, just cut us out on this red line. We ain't really got no time to be staying in the trade. We are risking 24 to make 35. You guys hear that? So if the market went the wrong way, it would cut us out, okay, on the red line. If the market goes the right way, it cuts us out at a profit on the green line, okay? So very simple. Either way, we're going to cut out in one way or the other. It's either going to cut us out at a loss or it's going to cut us out at a profit, okay? Now, the idea is to cut out more as profit than it is as loss. That's why we're going through these rules, because we don't want to enter into any trades without going through these rules, okay? So very, very important. So here's what we want to do here. We always want to make sure we have the stop loss in place. You guys remember I went into detail yesterday why it's important to have a stop loss and why it's powerful to make sure that we always have that stop loss in place. Well, the great news is with our app, it automatically puts the stop loss in there for you. When I was trading, when I was learning at the beginning, I had to manually copy and paste it. And sometimes I forgot to put the stop loss in, and I'm risking my whole account, and it was really, really bad. So the great news about our app is it automatically puts the stop loss in for you, but it's very important never to trade without a stop loss. Guys, one thing I can promise you in trading, you will make losses. You absolutely will make losses. But here's the good news. You're going to make more than you lose if you follow the right risk management rules. Okay. Does that make sense? Put a yes inside the chat box. Okay. Seeing some questions there. Let's see. I missed some explanation. The laptop didn't let me hear well, and I've missed some points. Can I have a copy of the? Yes, you can have a copy. It is being recorded, so you'll be able to get a copy. Let me just make sure I screenshot that so I remember to get it across to you. No problem whatsoever. That's got you. I'll make sure I get it over to you. No problem at all. I could completely fall asleep for yesterday. Yes, so all the recordings are there, so you'll be able to get that. No problem. Okay, excellent. So whatever we're doing, we're going to make sure we follow those rules, okay? Very, very important. Never, ever trade without a stop loss. So those of us that get that, all right, put a number 4 in the chat box, and we're going to go to rule number 5 of our 7 rules, okay? You are absolutely welcome. No problem. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Who can tell me rule number 5? We're almost there. Rule number 5. Yes, perfect, Jocelyn. Maximum 5 trades open at any one time, okay? If you are trading gold, Bitcoin, any crypto or oil, you really want 3 trades open at any one time, guys. Why? Because we're going to be trading safely. Why? Because we want to make sure that our trade has room to breathe. If you're opening so many trades at once, you're going to give yourself panic mode, okay? You're going to sweat. You're going to end up talking in tongues. You're going to end up praying over your trades. It's going to be desperate times. You don't want that. You want to be able to relax when you're trading. You want to set it and forget it, okay? So very, very important. All right, rule number 6. Who can tell me rule number 6? Right? And the good thing about our app is it's going to keep giving you trades, but you have to execute that patience, that resilience to know, okay, I've already got 5 trades open. I'm not going to open anymore. Okay, Jocelyn, see if you can give me the whole rule. That's half the rule. I'm going to be harsh on you guys now. I want the full rule. Who can tell me the full rule? Rule number 6. All right. Let me know inside the chat box. Yes, Jocelyn, you get that correct. So we make sure that there's 2 parts to this rule. We celebrate others and we call each other out in love. Very important, guys. All right. Very, very important. Now, why do we do that? I tell you this, in my first year of trading, when everything was going bad, what kept me going was seeing other people in the chat that was winning, that was showing their results, that was saying, hey, I opened my broker account today, that was doing different things, and we were celebrating them. Like today, I saw AB, he sent me some charts, and he was like, Nikki, look, I've been able to chart up for the first time. I've followed your rules. I've done it. Shout out to AB. Let's celebrate. Okay, celebrate him. It's been phenomenal to see, the growth of what he's been able to do. Also, as well, we mentioned Bev. Bev was able to place her first trades and got profits today. We celebrate you as well, Bev. Seeing those screenshots, seeing people making those progresses is what kept me going in my first year, right? Celebrate whatever you want to attract, guys. And I encourage you, the minute you set up your broker account, the minute you get your first trade, the minute you connect your broker to your Envision You app, drop it inside the community and just share, celebrate, because I tell you what, you don't know who you're motivating in that time, that somebody may be on the verge of quitting, somebody may be on the verge of giving up, but your message is going to keep them going. Your message is going to help them to fight another day, trade another day, right? It's so, so important, okay? And on the other side of that rule is call each other out in love. Now, guys, if you saw somebody on the call on your team that's not on the call this week, you want to call them and say, hey, sis, listen, I know things are, maybe you're going through some stuff, but you promised yourself, you committed yourself. Come on, let's do this. If you see someone over leveraging, they're doing too much for their account, sis, listen, I don't want you to become a serial depositor. I don't want you to blow your account. Let's make sure we follow the rules. We all have to hold each other accountable, because the goal is to get this call over 1,000 people. The goal is to make sure that over 1,000 people by the end of this year can profitably trade and have a strategy that they can really duplicate and work for themselves. The goal is to, really be a part of impacting the lives of 1 billion people. So we need all of us to play this together. It can't be one person, guys. Right? It cannot be one person. Every single one of us need to do it together. Okay, the final rule. Rule number 7. Who's going to tell me rule number 7? Yes, Joan. I think Joan is the winner for today's call. Rule number 7 is indeed the wealth plan. Now, I'm going to be quite harsh on you guys, especially those of you that have been here, for the first week. How many of you, put a 7 in the chat if you have printed off your wealth plan? I need a 7 in the chat right now. If you printed off your wealth plan, put a 7 for me inside the chat. If you are going to print off your wealth plan or you're new, put an 8 in the chat. I'm going to hold you accountable. This is me calling you out in love. Well done, Joan. Jocelyn, I see you. We're going to get that printed off this week. AB, you've done yours. Mr. Serious, you're brand new, so that's okay. We're going to get that printed for you. Come on, Jay. I'm going to tell you off now, Jay. I need your wealth plan printed off. Who else have we got here? Right? Don't be shy. Find that chat box. Okay. Right. You're going to print it off. compounddaily.org/calculator. Okay. I see you, Anita, Andrea, Seneda. Excellent. Now, here's how the wealth plan works. We're going to put in the amount that you're going to start your trade account with. Okay. So let's say $200. Now, we don't want to be greedy, guys. We're going to go very, very slowly, and we're going to grow safely. Okay. So we're going to do 5% a day. I know some of you are ballers, some of you can do 10 and 15, but let's grow safely, guys, 5%. Are we all in agreement? Now, years ago, when I used to first start trading, I never used to withdraw. And it was kind of like, oh, what am I doing this for? I don't just want to see a balance on my phone. I want to see real money. So now what I've done, I've changed it. I now withdraw 10% every single day. And I tell you, it encourages me that little bit more. So part of the wealth plan is we're only going to reinvest 90% and we're going to withdraw 10% a day. Put a W in the chat if you wouldn't mind withdrawing real money. So it feels good, right? In fact, yesterday was withdrawal Wednesday. And every Wednesday we make withdrawals. I like to do it weekly. You can do it daily, but I've made Wednesday sort of the withdrawal day. So every Wednesday we make withdrawals. We celebrate over our withdrawal Wednesday, okay? And then we're not trading on the weekends. Weekend is to build your business, to spend time with family, to do your education, watch the videos, learn. So no trading on the weekends. So let's take a look at this. So now you have 200 and we're going to grow it 5% a day. So day 1, you have your 200 and 5% of that is 10. So once you hit that 10, and I want everyone in the chat to write this, is stop in big, bold capital letters, STOP. Once you make that 10, you will stop for the day. You're going to tick off your number 1 here, tick off number 1 and stop for the day. One of the biggest things as traders we must execute is discipline, guys. Discipline, discipline, discipline. He said, but Nikki, it's just $10. What am I going to do with $10? It's just 10 pounds. Bear with me. You got to have long-term vision. It's a 90-day game plan, 90-day wealth plan. Rome was not built in a day, okay? And out of that 10, 209 is going to stay in the account and you're going to withdraw 1. Day 2, you're now doing 5% of 209, which is 1045. Day 3, 1092. And then day 7, your balance is now 272, and now you're withdrawing 799 a day, right? Let's go down to 30 days. After doing that for a whole month, guys, 30 days, your 200 is now 749, and you're now withdrawing 60.95 a day. Think about it. You have $200 in your bank account right now. In 30 days, is it ever going to get to 749? Someone tell me in the chat. And that includes you withdrawing 60 a day, Chrissy. 60 a day? Let's go down. You guys ain't getting too excited. Let's have a look at 60 days. 60 days, 2,805. And now you're withdrawing 289 a day. 289. And then after 90 days, guys, this is where it gets serious. Your 200 is now 10 and a half, 10,507. And now you're withdrawing 1145 a day. Let me ask you guys this question. How many of you on this call currently spend every single day 1145? I know there's some high rollers and the ballers, but how many of you every day for 30 days spend 1145? What could that do for you with your goals? What could that do for your family? What could that do for the position that you have right now? Is that something that somebody in your network may need to be able to do? But check this out, 1145 withdrawal a day, plus you still have a balance of 10 and a half. Then what you do, let's bring it back up, guys. Then what you do is you now start a new wealth plan, but this time your balance isn't 200. Now your balance is 10,000. And now let's go down. Now for 10,000, day one, you made 500. 10 for 50. Withdraw 50. After 30 days of just trading 10,000, guys, your balance is now 37,450, and you're now withdrawing 3,000 a day. I don't know if anyone wants to claim this right now, but I want you to just type 777 in the chat. If you can imagine, like, if you believe that you're worth withdrawing 3,000 a day. You know, some people work for 3 months and don't even earn 3,000, let alone a day. You're like, Nikki, this sounds way too good to be true. Listen, it's happening already. There's the trader boys, they've been doing this for a long time. This is not something I'm new to. I'm very true to this, guys. I've executed multiple wealth plans in my time. And the biggest problem I see with people who do this is they cannot stay consistent for a 90-day period. They get distracted, they get disheartened. So here's a way that I'm going to help you to incorporate losses in this as well, right? So how do you incorporate losses? You withdraw every 7 days. So instead of withdrawing every day, withdraw every 7 days. So day one, right? You're trading, you're doing your bit. Maybe day two, you have a headache. You've had an argument with your spouse. So you don't trade that day. But then the next day becomes your day two, okay? You tick it off. When you hit day 7, you then look at your balance and say, okay, this is my balance. I'm going to withdraw everything else. That's the way you incorporate your losses as well, guys. You will have losses. It's a part of the game. It's part of the nature. And if you're scared to have losses, you're in the wrong call. If you're scared to have losses, you shouldn't be in business, full stop. Losses happen. But the key is us being able to follow those 7 rules that we just said, which will minimize the losses and maximize our profits, okay? So you now are in a position, if you withdraw, you know, once every, you can incorporate what we do, withdrawal Wednesdays. And if you do that, you look at your balance on day 7, day 14, and whatever else is there extra, you pull the rest. Right? Reward yourself. It's so important to reward yourself when it comes to this business, because I kid you not, guys, that's what's going to keep you motivated. All right. That's what's going to keep you going. So before I share with you the tool, I know I've showed you the app a little bit. We're going to go into today's homework, but I want to pull up Ambassador Dr. Chinita Foster, who's on here. She is a sister of mine. She is somebody that I know she absolutely loves people. She is a woman that has been determined to learn this skill set. And I know she was upset that she missed the trade yesterday. And I was like, listen, girl, we're not playing no games. I don't want you missing no more trades. And she's an advocate for FL2. This woman loves people. She is helping. She's set up a whole group. She's doing moms who trade. People are in there winning, and they're winning on a big scale. She's been rocking it with me from the beginning of FL2. She's been one of the first people that really believed in me and was like, Nikki, come on, we could do this. Loading triple diamond in Envision You as well, which means she's helped just a bag of people's and she's on the way to global. So guys, put some CFs in the chat box for my sister, Ambassador Dr. Chinita Foster. Are you there, girl? Can you hear me? Are you able to unmute? Let's see. We can't hear you. Hold up, hold up. Keep the flames going for her, guys, while I see if I can unmute her.
You wouldn't unmute me.
Yay. Yes, you're there.
All right. Well, great afternoon, guys. I am just super excited that all that we've done last week and this week. I am more excited for the people who are actually learning that there's an opportunity for you to make money when you set it and forget it. Today, I actually have a guest that's on the call, and we do global investments, and we were talking. And it's funny because I never push anything that I'm doing onto people. And I know a lot of us are like that. And I said, hey, I'm supposed to be on a call. Let me hang up with you. But I hop on this call. And what I was explaining when I was on that call is a lot of us are used to traditional money, right? We were raised that you work hard, you earn money, but you have to put it in the savings account. What are you going to do for a rainy day? You know, a traditional bank account is the way to go. But as I got older, everybody put older in the chat, wiser. As I got older and wiser, I realized that once you make a significant amount of money, meaning you put some money in a savings account for an emergency, a rainy day, right? Your money's doing nothing but sitting there. If you have money, especially people who have saved like that 6 month emergency money, you're safe, okay? No need to keep putting the money in the bank account, because when it's sitting in Chase and Bank of America and Truist, you are literally making 0.00002% on your money. So why not learn a skill, a trade that will allow you to earn money in a safe environment? Now, I'm going to say this because, listen, Nikki has the magic touch. This group hasn't launched yet. And so the things that I'm excited is because trade safely. Those of you that are trading and you're winning, I need you to know you might not win all the time, right? Part of business is about losing sometimes, but I want you to keep in your mind, as long as you're consistent, you keep doing, and you take those calculated risks. You risk what you're willing to lose. You will be able to change your life and your family's life. Listen, last thing, I did a live the other day about seeing it in advance, how you can change your life by seeing things before they actually happen. And I said, one of the things that my mom used to get mad at me about, and she used to say, Shanita, stop spending money you don't have, right? I said, no, because I know I'm going to get it. I had the ability to see forward. And so I get excited about all the trading money that I'm getting ready to spend. So I'm already spending money in my mind, guys. So stay consistent. I want to thank you so much to Nikki. I hope we continue this. You know, she was like, oh, let's do a 2-week boot camp. I really believe it should be a forever boot camp until people are ready to take the training wheels off or to be pushed out the nest on their own, because there's nothing like learning and having someone hold your hand. So even if you've been trading, you've been winning, I need you to put some 777s in the chat if you want Nikki and myself and Angela to keep holding your hand on the journey, because I think just having someone there to hold you accountable, to hold your hand, to be consistent on the rules, to show you a trade a day, I think that is very beneficial. So Nikki, I love you, but I hope we don't end it here, and I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Oh, yes, guys, that's my sister, Dr. Ambassador Chinita Foster. Give it up for her. I love you lots. She is an amazing, listen, this woman, she's, I'm her wing girl, but she's my wing girl as well. She's like, listen, we ain't stopping. We're going to keep going and going and going. I can't wait to come out to Atlanta. I don't think you're going to come to UK first, but I can't wait to come to Atlanta and chill with you. You know, we're going to set up some trading sessions, etc. I'm so fired up. I'm so excited. Yes, guys. So let's go ahead and have a look at our homework. And for those of you that want to know how you can get the app, let me share with you that quite quickly so you have it, okay? So very simple. As Dr. Chinita actually said there, you know, we break it down real simple for you. So even if you don't have a clue about this marketplace, we're going to hold your hand and break it down. So the education and our FL2 training is broken down into a few sections. The first section is your education, okay? Now, if you haven't already logged into your back office and gone through, you know, the videos, you are missing a trick, guys. It's going to teach you all the jargon so you understand. It's going to break things down to you so you really understand. With Program Smart, which is your AI technology program, that's giving you all the information that you need when it comes to the foreign exchange marketplace, okay? So it's going to take you from basic, intermediate, and to advanced. All right, so this is like your theory. Of course, I know you guys get more excited about the practical, which is your app. Now, if you haven't already downloaded the app, please go onto your Play Store, App Store, type in NVisionU. Now, once you come onto the NVisionU app, guys, as soon as you go on at the beginning, there are 3 videos that tell you how to connect your broker to that account, but you need to open the broker account first, okay? And there's loads of different brokers out there. I'm going to type a few of the brokers in the chat box, okay? And you guys can do your due diligence and have a look at the different brokers. And you have your broker, and then you'll be able to connect that broker to the NVisionU app. Now, what is a broker? It's just where you put your money in. It's like your personal bank account. So that's the money that you're willing to trade. You're going to put it in there, and then you're going to connect it to the app, okay? Once you've connected it to the app, you just trade directly from the app. You don't need anything else, and you're going to see the trades coming through. And that will enable you to tap, swipe, etc., etc. Okay, very, very important that you're able to do that. You'll also have here all the different things as a part of the education inside the app. So you're going to have live training, community updates. Speaking about that, on Saturday, you have your induction call. So if you haven't been on the induction call at least 3 times, my advice is you want to go on that induction call. It's Saturday at, I believe it is 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't quote me on that, but you'll see the message come into the groups. Every single Saturday, you have an enrollment session. I think it's 8 p.m. UK time, so I think it might be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? And that's where you're going to get all your training on connecting your broker, you know, how to get into the trade, what the trade looks like. And especially if you're taking your own trades, you're able to place that on the app as well as the notification instant trades that come in. You're able to manage the orders, close the trade out early, make your withdrawals. All the things that you need to do, you can do right from the app, okay? Now, here's a great thing as well. If you want to trade with your friends, your family, and you just share the link of the inside your app, you're going to have a special link. You share that, and somebody else gets the app, you'll get $35 for every recommendation as well, which I think is good, as long as they subscribe to the app. How much is it to subscribe, guys? It's cheap as chips. It's less than some bundles, ladies. Less than some Jordans, gents, $250, simple. And each month you want to keep going, $150 keeps you access. Now, there is a way you can just get the education without the app. So be careful when you are purchasing, guys. If you pick the education only, it will be $125. And then if later on you want the app, you will have to pay $250. You can't buy the app separately. So it makes sense just to get it all together rather than buying the education first, all right? So just make sure you click FL2 plus app, very important. Otherwise, you'll end up paying more over the long term, okay? So let's have a look at our homework today. And I want to make sure each and every one of us get to a position where we all place a trade today. Congratulations to those of you that have. Actually, let me just get a quick look at those of you so I know where you're at right now. If you have already downloaded the app, go ahead and just put a 7 inside the chat box. Let me see where we are, right? If you've downloaded the app, put a 7. If you haven't yet, put an 8, okay? I just want to know where we're at right now so I know where the majority of people are here on this call. And if everyone can answer, that'd be fabulous. Okay, cool. So most of us are at that point. If you have already gone in your back office, if you've already purchased the app for $250, put an 8 inside the chat. If you're going to do that, put a 9, okay? I need to know where we're at on this call right now, okay? Just so I'm able to support and help you guys. All right, perfect, good. Excellent. Okay, so if you have connected your broker to the app, go ahead and put a 7 in the chat. If you haven't already, go ahead and just put a 3, okay? Because this is where I think a lot of people are tripping up. Okay, I can see more 3s coming. Okay, so guys, next week is strategy week. Okay, next week is strategy week. I'm only going to be teaching you guys from the app. So if you haven't got your app together, you want to get it together at least by Friday or Saturday's call, so that you can participate in, you know, in our you're doing it tonight. Perfect. Okay, make sure so you can participate in our trading sessions, because what we're going to do, guys, we really want to make sure wealth plans are being committed, right? We want to make sure that people are actually hitting this. You're not on this call for bants, right? We're not on this call to play. We're not on this call for entertainment. We're not on this call to waste time. We are on this call to see a difference in our lives, to learn and then ultimately earn. My advice for most people that are brand new is you want to demo first before you put real live money. And then after that, you want to go live when you feel comfortable. There's no pressure to go live. But remember, you cannot withdraw from a demo account, right? Can you withdraw from demo, guys? You cannot withdraw from demo. So demo is there just to build up your confidence a little bit. But ultimately, you can't withdraw from the demo account. It doesn't allow you to. You have to go live, real live money, in order to withdraw. So that's what we want to do. Okay, so put a 7 in the chat if you are already placing trades on the app and you've placed at least 1 trade on the app. I want to see those 7s coming in right now. Okay, I've changed it to demo, so I didn't know what to do. Okay, that's fine. Don't go live until you feel confident to go live. Demo is always first. So put a 7 inside the chat box, guys, if you are currently trading from the app, okay? I want to see those that are trading from the app, and then we can go into the homework tonight. Because if you guys ain't trading from the app, we ain't going into homework. I'll tell you that. I need us all to be in a place where we are doing what needs to be done. I need us to be in a place where we are, can demo attach to the app? Absolutely, yes, you can connect your demo to the app. Coming to my phone, but don't get, you need to connect your connect your broker to the app, and then you'll be able to place your trades from the app. Okay, so here's what I want to do, because it looks like quite a few of us are still not connected to the app. I know some of you guys have. I want to make sure, guys, this is the final session before our Saturday session, which is the enrollment session. So can you all make a commitment to me that you will get your broker connected to the app before that session, guys? Because otherwise we're stuck. We can't move forward to the next place if we don't get us all in this place. And here's the thing, when you invite somebody onto Tuesday's call, you should be able to show them how to connect their broker to the app, because you've done it already. If you haven't done it, guys, then we're going to be delaying those that are coming on, right? Remember the goal. The ultimate goal is to get us to a place where we are, you know, comfortably trading and passing this knowledge down to others so that they can be comfortably trading as well. So let's do a recap, guys, to make sure that we're all, you know, satisfied with what we've learned this week. And next week, we're going into full strategy, okay? So, boom, we learned trend lines, all right? We learned trend lines, and we were looking at the trend of the market, okay? So, let's have a look here, and let's see what we have. So, GU, someone type in the chat, is this an uptrend or is this a downtrend? Who can tell me inside the chat box? I'm going to move this arrow a little bit, because markets has indeed shifted. Excellent. This is a downtrend. We're going from left to right, and the market is indeed going down. And we're getting as many of these candles to touch the arrow as possible, and that tells us that it is indeed a downtrend. You guys can all see that. This is the GU. This is the trade that we got into that we won yesterday. Perfect. All right, let's take a look at gold. Is gold an uptrend or a downtrend? Someone tell me, guys. Is gold going up or is gold going down? Excellent. Perfect. Right? And now we're going to do one more thing. Okay, we're going to look at the zones. Remember, this is one of my favorites. This is silver. I don't want to get rid of these. Anyone who is trading though, just to let you know that silver is going up. So anybody who wants a quick silver trade, take profit is 23.22. You got to catch it fast. 23.22 for a silver. Take profit. Let's have a look here. Let's see. Let's have a look. All right, this is the Euro Canadian. I want to see if I can do one for you guys. That is, you can see. Okay, so this is the dollar index. So we're going to do this. Okay, so this is the US dollar index. Now looking at this, guys, who can tell me, is it an uptrend or is it a downtrend? What do you guys think? Up or down? So from left to right, what do you see? What do you see from left to right? I want everyone to, let's see what everyone's saying. So I see one says up, a few says down. Let's have a look. It is indeed a downtrend, all right? Downtrend, okay? From left to right, it is a downtrend. Now, the next thing we want to do is, remember from yesterday, we want to look at our ceiling and we want to look at our floor. So the ceiling is like the highest point where most of the candles touch. So I'm not going to go up here because there's only one up there. I'm going to bring it down a little bit here because there's quite a few hanging there. Can you guys see that? Put a yes in the chat if you can see that. That is our ceiling, okay? Make that blue, right? You guys can all see that. So some people, and it's not necessarily wrong, actually I'll make that black. Some people may put it up here because you got that one here. It's not necessarily wrong, but for me, I'm going to bring it here because that's where majority of them are. And then we want to do the same for the floor, okay? Let's see. And we want to put it down here, all right? And see some activity happening down here. So now I've created my zone. Everybody type zone in the chat. We've created our zone. So we've got our ceiling. What does the ceiling mean? If I throw the bouncy ball on the ceiling, it bounces back down. You guys can see that every time it's touched here, it's bounced back down. And what does the floor mean? When it touches the floor, it bounces back up. Okay. Then we want to find the zones within the zones. And then we want to have a look here. So we've got a zone here. And, you know, as you get more confident, you'll be able to spot it quite quickly like I can. But I'm just going to do this quite quickly. Okay. And you'll be able to start spotting the zones. So now we have the zones. We got the trend. We can see that the next zone will be here. You guys see that? This is the next zone it wants to get to. Here. Put a 7 in the chat if you can see that. So it's come from this line, the black line. I'm going to change this to green. Right? That's the next zone that it would want to get to. So that's basic marking up. I'm going to talk to you next week about how to analyze entry, right? This is the 1 hour chart. We're going to look next week on how to analyze when to enter into the markets. So homework, guys, I told you this, is to watch the first 7 videos, all right? The first 7 videos in your Financial Literacy 2 pack. I'm going to ask you guys some questions on it. So make sure you come to class on Tuesday next week with the answers. So we're going to watch the first 7 videos in our Financial Literacy 2 pack. We're going to place at least 1 trade using our Financial Literacy 2 app. Okay, I don't care if it's on demo or live. I want to know that you know how to place a trade. Because if I'm giving you guys trades, I'm giving you 2 trades. And I think maybe 3 people have sent me a message that they took the trade, and other people inside a different community, right? So you guys need to make sure that you're here to take the trades. Otherwise, it's pointless me giving you these trades, right? So I need to make sure that you are ready to take the trades, okay? So let me just tease you guys a little bit to let you know what's happened this week. If you missed this call, this is what we did this week, guys. This week, no, let's look at last week. Last week, we entered the trade down here, right? You took the trade, Mina. Well done. Congratulations. Well done, well done. We celebrate you, Mina. Mina's out there in Jamaica. She took the trade. So last week, we did this trade. Those of you that were here last week, you remember this trade. Last week, we did this trade here, and we took multiple entries. Multiple times we got into this trade. If you were not here last week, this is what you missed. On a £1 trade or $1 trade, you would have made 587. Those of you that are thinking, okay, 150 is the subscription to stay here, you would have made that in one trade last week with us, right? And we did multiple of these. That was last week. 587. We had no losses at all last week. No losses this week. Since we've been doing the boot camp, we've had not one loss, right? This week so far, we've had multiple trades. 3, in fact, not one loss. The gold on, that was on TP1 here. So gold on £1, 216. Guys, I started a small account on this bootcamp, and in 2 days, I made my subscription. No income claims, doing 0.02, I have you know, right? Again, this was yesterday, 216, all right? Then we had the day before. Day before, we did a little tiny trade. You guys remember that tiny trade? 111. Who's sleeping on money right now? Which one of you are too lazy, too tired, too busy to open your broker, connect it, purchase the app to make this money? I'm holding you accountable, guys. I'm not playing with you. Next week, this is week 3 next week. This is week 3 next week. I don't want none of us to sit on this money. Who is going to make this money with me? I'm getting harsh now. Who's going to make the money? I just need you to say me in the chat. I just want 3 people to say me. This is what was made by the people that took the trades, guys, right? And then yesterday to today, the final trade that we did, boom, some of you are still in, but if you even close it out now, this is $313. $313. That's $250 for the app, $150 a month. We've already made 6 months worth of app money since we've been on this call for 2 weeks. Don't play with this, guys. So every single one of you need to make sure you have your tools ready, because otherwise we're giving out the trades, and only those that are ready to take the trades are going to take the trades and make this money. All right. So I hope that's a little bit of an incentive for you. Tell your friends, tell your group chats, tell everybody that they need to be on these calls Tuesday through Thursday. Okay. 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK time. I think on Wednesdays we go 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So it's a little bit later on a Wednesday, but all the recordings are there, guys. But it's pointless watching the recording because the trade is already gone. All right. So make sure you're joining these sessions. Homework. Who's going to tell me the homework, guys? The first 7 training videos in the FL2. And then what? Place at least a trade on your app and come to class on Saturday, which is our enrollment class. And guys, invite some people to come on Tuesday and let's make this money together. If you are part of the FL2 crew and you are committed to being here, go ahead and type FL2 crew in the chat. Let's help 3 get 3. Let's make this money, guys. And I'm so fired up. It's Nikki Sutherland here alongside Angela Cruikshank and, of course, my sister, Dr. Chinita Foster. Absolutely love you. I will see you all at the top because you already know you deserve to be there. FL2 crew, tell the world, tell all your group chats. The FL2 crew is alive and well. See you all on the enrollment session. And next week, same link, same time for the FL2 crew call. Peace out, guys. Love you lots. Take care.